Welcome to another video on this channel.
Ying Chem channel.
Exactly. So today, on the course of the Mohbad case, we can definitely see it's definitely a case of a lot of manipulation.
Oh yeah.
Of like a very young musician, a very young mind.
That's
And
right.
to be honest, because of that, we've actually got to a lot of thinking on that note, and like how I guess like within like the industry, the music industry, entertainment business, especially in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria, it happens also in American countries.
America,
but we're focusing on Nigeria today. So we're gonna focus on, I guess, like how a lot of these industries do actually groom and manipulate all of these young minds, and definitely to try and shed some light on that. So you can have that awareness, and also so you can watch out for those red flags as well if you're considering, being part of the music industry in Nigeria. So, what's it? Dad, can you tell me a little bit more about like Case Mohbad? Let's say in his life.
Yeah, I mean, Mohbad, known as Promise, Ilerioluwa, Aloba. I mean, Promise, like I like an English word. Ilerioluwa is still like the Yoruba translation of promise. What God has promised. That's Ilerioluwa. And it's a very young talent. Everybody knows about Mohbad. If you not heard about him, I mean, you can actually Google it and check him out. But at least
Do you know what song made him popular? Like there was one challenge where it had
KPK.
KPK, yeah.
Yeah, KPK was KPK.
No, it wasn't that. It was like anyway.
Yeah, there are a lot of songs that make him popular. I mean, if you know the song that make Mohbad popular, we'll put in the comment down below. Yeah, that's an assignment for you guys. But yeah, the thing is, let me know if I've been listening to Mohbad's song. We vibing it. They play it on radio. They play it in a lot of clubs, but they can't really put the face on that name until he actually pie, which is really, really sad. And a lot of other musicians as well, we've been hearing their songs, but we don't really know them. It's like,
but tell us about what you know about Case Mohbad.
The Case Mohbad itself.
What was it like? It's like music.
Yeah, the Case Mohbad. Mohbad is a Malian. It was Malian before he actually pulled out of the Malian record. Mali. No, Mali record.
Just for those people who don't know.
I mean, Malian records. They are called the Malians. So anyone that joined the Malian records, they call Malians. And I mean, it's their star then. It's a star, performer, and it's gone really worldwide. But it's just unfortunate that he died at a very tender age of 26. But under suspicious circumstances, which is still asking that question: that how did Mohbad die? How did he die? Who killed him? Who's responsible? And the answer is not forthcoming.
So I know, especially when Case Mohbad, when all of the information came out about Naira Marley, about Wunmi, about all of them came out, the one thing that I saw a lot in common was definitely a lot of manipulation. Yeah. Some people first suspected it was on Naira Marley's part. Yeah. Some people suspected it was on this person's part, on this person's part. Yeah. So can you talk to me a little bit about that? And what do you think? Do you think manipulation was involved in it?
Yeah, manipulation is obvious that manipulation is involved in the whole sorting out the case, because like we're in England here and in the Western world generally, if any case happens that involves a homicide, definitely the crime scene is always secured. That wasn't the case in Mohbad's case, right?
But I'm saying manipulation.
I'm with it. The crime scene is always secured. That doesn't really happen in this case. Forensic evidence were taken. That wasn't done in this case. The immediate people around that place that the crime actually occurs, the old suspects, that was in this case.
Yeah, that's
even the spouse of the deceased was not even questioned.
That's true. It's very.
So how much manipulation can that get? And they now went and picked people just on the street.
That's true.
And they are picking people that are even campaigning for justice for even his father, who's the chief campaigner, was even arrested for mentioning some people's name, which you're not going to mention on this stage. So, and everybody, I mean, they are peaceful demonstration by youths to the capital city just to go and tell the presidency,
Yeah.
and they were scapegoated and
So
arrested.
in the forensic part, there was definitely relation. But on this side, I don't know if you can see her. Mom is also here as well. Mom, see here. Okay. Hello. So she's gonna look at also, I guess, like the kind of social part of it. So, Mom, you know about the life of Mohbad. You know about the life of Mohbad, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I think, to be honest, I got to know more about Mohbad in his death. I didn't really have an idea of what it looks like. I think his death, he was more popular in his death than in his lifetime,
Exactly.
and that's kind of very disappointing and very painful as well. I mean, really painful. Um, when I got to I think I've been hearing of his song. I think that was KPK,
It was KPK.
but I thought it was Slatan that sang that song. So I didn't know it was Mohbad and Slatan that sang the song together. My own take on the case of Mohbad's death, I'll say, is very controversial. It's very controversial and very disappointing because this is one of our youth, and I expect the government to come around and even the Obas in Nigeria to have found a solution or found who took, who took his life.
That's right.
Because, I mean, now it's going to a year. In September 12, it's going to be a year now that Mohbad left this world. And and still today now, they've not even found what really happened to him. And so I can't imagine what the parents, especially his dad, now is my friend, his dad will be going through. Because now it marks 1 year anniversary for Mohbad.
That's true. But what I want to get, especially, is I feel like even in his life, my opinion is that even in his life, there was still a case of manipulation and grooming, especially of this young man going on. For example, even like the contract that he signed at Malian Records and a lot of other factors, I think I have the idea that there's a lot of funny business going on. So, like, what do you think about that? What do you think about the opinion? Do you think that, like, Case Mohbad was already something that was happening even before his passing? Do you think it was only the murder was the only, like, only the murder of Mohbad that was the only, like, I guess, like, what do you call it, solitary event? Or do you think these many events have kind of been building up to this? That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
I get what
What do
you're
you
saying.
think?
I think this many events has been building up to it, really, because looking at the case of Mohbad, there's so many people involved, and this many people involved is like a build up to what really happened. Then the build up is from different sources. I mean, we have his wife, we also have his record label, we also have the some producers, promoters that took him on promotions. We also have some person like others that we can't mention their name. We also There's so many behind his passing away that they can't even be able to put a point finger on one person. And I think it's a build up, and that build up just happened to happen on that day, and it seemed like a build up also in a setup.
Okay, I let us. But what do you think that as well? Like, do you think that this case was kind of an isolated event? Do you think it was something that was premeditated? Do you think that this is all leading questions? I'm sorry, but do you think that Mubad had maybe even been manipulated to his passing? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can say there's manipulation there because, mind you, when Mohbad was still under Malian record, right, he was actually protected. He was actually protected because he's traveled to different countries, right? Performed in different countries in America, in Dubai, in Kenya, many places, and he feel more secure. In fact, the last performance he did before he did the second to the last performance, or second to the last uh, tour, the last tour that I did was even in UK, United Kingdom here.
Okay.
Yes, and it was interviewed by the BBC. So at that time, we've been seeing some telltale signs of him not happy. He said he didn't even want to go back. Yeah, he said he didn't want to go back. He's scared for his life.
I didn't know that.
He didn't mention that he's scared for his life. Even story we have it. You were sensing it. Story we have it that he even told the promoter that brought him down and at that time that he wants to be living with him. He said, "Oh, it's just a promoter. He doesn't want his papers to be spoiled. That issue. Go back to Nigeria, then he will sort out, bringing him back. So, but he should go back because if because he just came on a work on a performance work visa." So he has to go back. Otherwise, they can't change his status. So he has to process settlement from Nigeria. That's when he went back. Even to top that up, the payment for that performance, he said they shouldn't pay it to the regular means that he collects the money, right? Because the payment always goes to his wife's mom's account. So he said they should hold that payment, that when he gets to Nigeria, we organize where that money will be paid into. So just to buttress the point that he's actually planning his own exit from the old shenanigan because he knows that he's already caged in, right? So in the camp of his partner, really. And looking at some of the songs that he sang close to his parting, he talked about him actually entering some cult and everything. That he's a child of a prophet, and now he's gone into yahoo yahoo and everything. So which is like being manipulated again. Yeah. So and this is like an occultic kind of initiation for this get rich quick scheme.
That's true.
So that is manipulation as well, and there are a lot of youths
And a lot of them,
that are going into that.
Like a lot of these youth, especially the young Nigerian artists, they do fall into that get money
Rich quick, and it messes up their life. It shortens their lifespan. And I mean, there are a lot of I don't want to mention names now, but there are a lot of them that when you see them, you will see that yes, they've got the money, but they're not to show for it because they look like mad people. They look crazy. They're not really enjoying that wealth. They're rich for real, but you wouldn't want to have dinner with them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's part of that manipulation to believe that you get rich, but what is the cons?
What is the cons
of that? Get rich quick, medicine or whatever.
But what's there to show for it?
Because if you have nothing to show for it, you keep having car crashes or disasters upon disasters, bereavement all around the person and stuff like that. What's the point of that riches?
The point of the riches
And that's part of the manipulation. And once they enter into that contract or covenant, so to speak, it's difficult to come out of it.
And honestly, I think it's really, really dodgy as well. Like how they're always like really, really young boys. Like even another artist, which I won't name the name of, like they even signed these contracts at like ages like 15, 16. Like you can say, okay, they're program, but compared to like other artists who are quite more matured when they enter contracts,
I can make mention of Rema. It's okay because Rema is going down the drain. I'm going to mention Rema. Rema is another artist I'm concerned for because his last performance was last week that I watched. Rema, the way he was dressed, the tattoo on his body, he had tattoo of demons on his body. This is a very young guy. I knew when he started, when he was 16, I used to love the song. As a young, good-looking boy, and I was saying, wow, I was just surprised by his talent, but now I'm shocked by his look, and not in a good way.
Not in a good
way. I'm like thinking, where is his parents? And I don't know why they have to go this far to make to make fame or to get rich quick. It's just like, what next now? Now you've done all this, he's got himself into all this. What's next? What's going to happen next?
Satanism.
Yeah. So it's bad. Even when he's on the stage, he wants to make himself look so scary, frightening, and the more he's doing it, the more you're concerned for him. Even the way he's on stage performing and smoking like Indian hemp and all that. I think,
Concerning.
yeah, it's a bit of concern. Rema is a very young boy. He's a man that, I mean, out there now we should look out for him. He might be thinking, oh, he's enjoying life, but how long and how long? Because people, this is in our eyes now. Mohbad Soul was not in our eyes. We didn't see him falling. We didn't see him that we could have said, oh, somebody should call him, call someone to help him until he's passing. So, but Rema is out there, he's young, and we all can see him in our eyes. This guy needs some help or some talking to.
That's
Just calling him together.
Yeah, and even to buttress that. I mean, if you look at someone like DJ Chicken, for example, DJ Chicken,
DJ Chicken, yeah.
yeah, DJ Chicken. That's another typical case.
He looks crazy.
He looks crazy.
He looks crazy.
I mean, he looks crazy. I mean, you see this guy just jumping up and down like a complete idiot, a complete lunatic, and his life is it looks like a mess. And even Portable, Portable, once he buys any Porsche car, he will have a terrible accident with that car. Lot of terrible things have been happening to Portable. You might think, oh, it's not going to take his life and everything, but what's the point of your wealth?
What's the point?
That you can't really enjoy your wealth. And you keep on having all these near-death experiences. Just because of all the convenience that they've entered into. And a lot of other ones that we can't really mention their name. And there's one guy that even faked his own death. Thinking that
Yeah, there was one guy
fake his own death.
He didn't want
That
to.
people are getting popular in their death. So let him declare himself dead. He wants to give that a go. Maybe we'll
That was bad.
maybe we'll
That
come on
was
top of the chart. It didn't work. So yes, it's sad really, but that's why the justice for Mohbad becomes a big thing. It's not just justice for Mohbad that we're talking about, but justice for our youth. That's why most parents justice for our youth. Yeah, that's why most parents are.
Get into music business and music, get into other record label. There's too much sacrifice they have to make nowadays, and we should try and look into all this contract they make. They make some contract, they sign some contract, and they just get into it desperate for this. And that time they sign it, they're desperate.
Yeah.
And they're not going to look at all those little prints. And even if they look at it, they will still sign it anyway.
That's right, yeah.
So
When they want to get rich.
parents should try and get involved as well when these kids are trying to sign all these contracts. That's what I can say for now.
Thank you. But yeah, that's the talk for today. And next time we're definitely gonna continue on this subject.
Oh yeah.
And if you have any thoughts, please put them down in the comments.
Yes.
And yeah, next time.
See you in our next video.
Peace.
Peace.